Hello, Brother Sewing and Crafting family. Angela Wolf here, Brother Brand Ambassador. So excited to be with you. Did you have a great weekend? Hopefully. It is Tuesday, right? Yeah. In the summer, it kind of gets a little bit messy. You try to figure out what day is what, but it's so nice to see you all. We are streaming on Brothers Facebook and YouTube channel for the Brothers Sews, and we are live today, so we can see your comments, and we will bring them up if you have questions. So this week, we've got two great educators coming on. Today we have Coleen, Thursday we've got Sarah, and they're both doing great projects for Father's Day. So I think it's enough time that you can actually do this yourself, or at least I hope so. So pop in, say hi, say where you're from. It's so great to see you. And let's bring our brother educator, Coleen Swettman, up. Coleen, how are you?
I'm great, thank you. It's nice to be here.
Oh, it's great to see you.
If you hear noise in the background, it's my cat. I put her outside the room because she likes to supervise, and you may hear her wiggle the doorknob trying to get in.
Hey, you know what? Last time on the last show, we had the squirrel cam going. Maxine is sleeping outside right now, so I don't think the squirrel cam would be very exciting. So your cat can take over for the amusement for today.
Oh, she would love to.
Actually, we could put your cat up and the squirrel cam. That could be a full hour of entertainment, probably.
Yes, it would. She's a supervisor.
Supervisor. Well, I'm so excited for this project. This is, you said it's super quick, super easy. And I was kind of just sharing with everyone. I love it when we have projects at least a week in advance of whatever holiday it is. And for this one, for Father's Day, we've got plenty of time.
Yeah, the trouble is with this project, you may find it a little bit addictive because I cut out one and I cut out a backup one so I'd have pieces. I now have 3 finished and 2 partials because they go together really, really fast.
Oh, we like fast. We like fast. So what machines will everybody need today, or what machine are you going to be using?
Well, I'm actually using the Luminaire, but any of our brother sewing machines could do this project.
Perfect. Well, we like that because we have so many different ranges. And everyone here, while you're here, leave in the comments what machine or machines do you have on your sewing room table right now ready to sew this?
So I have my Luminaire because I love her, and she has a few tricks. So I'll show you some kind of fun things that you may or may not know or may not have used.
Even better.
Are you ready?
We're ready. I'll let you take it over. I'll monitor the comments, and if there's questions, just let me know when you want to take a break, and I'll let you know if I see any.
Well, you can ask questions anytime because I know how I am. Sometimes the questions go out of my head and I forget. So I'm blonde, okay? No, here is the project. It's just a little zipper bag, and I have several of them because I was having a lot of fun with them, and they really, really make cool gifts. So here's another one. This one I put an initial on. You can put an initial or a monogram or a design. This one is just Guy fabric. And I'm not showing the inside of either one of these because I have one that's easier to show the inside of, because the inside has pockets. So one side has a big pocket for a cell phone or whatever, and the other side has little pockets for USB sticks. So I actually forgot that I had made one of these a long time ago when I was traveling a lot. And at that time, I always had to have a CD reader writer with me. So here's what I did. And inside, this one has a spool of thread today, but it has the pockets. It had a place for the CD reader writer, and it had the USB stick things. So it was really, really a convenient thing for me to have when I could just throw it into my suitcase and be at a show and know I was ready to go. So that one I did a long time ago, and I forgot about it till I started this project. And then I went, oh, that's really easy. Now let's get started. So cell phone, sticks, whatever you want. And I'm going to switch to a camera so that you can see what's on my table, which is kind of a mess now because I've been messing with it. But there are 3 pieces of fabric, and I'm going to give you the dimensions that I used for the small one, but you can change them to anything that you want. So you will need 2 9x12 rectangles. And it's best if you use 2 different fabrics. And the reason is because if you use, I'll show you my first mistake. The inside is a different fabric, but it's really hard to see the pockets because it's too busy of a fabric. So as I went, I learned to make the pockets in a different fabric so they're really easy to see. See how you live and you learn there? So you're going to have the 2 9x12s, that's for the front and the inside and the outside. You have a 9x7 rectangle of fabric, and it can be the same as the outside fabric, or different, whatever you want. And a zipper that is at least 9 inches. I like them longer because it's easier to work with. And then just thread to go with your project. So that's how difficult this project is. And I'm going to take you to the machine in a minute. But before I do that, I'm going to do this. You're going to take take all of your rectangles and fold them in half and crease them or press them or whatever you need to do. I like to have a crease in them so that I know that I got them right. And I will add a note here about directional fabrics. I used non-directional, so they look good either way. So I can just fold mine. If you're using something that has an up and a down to it, then what you'll do is just add a little seam at the bottom, make it just a hair bigger and add a little seam at the bottom so that way they can both be upright. Does that make sense, I hope?
It sure does.
Okay, because I cheated. I used these that you don't have to worry about. So this little fella is the pockets. And what I like to do is I like to use the triple zigzag, and I'm going to walk over here to my machine, and hopefully my cameraman's going to catch up with me. He's trying to get the camera just right on the machine, I think, and then he'll bring you in. So I'm using the Luminaire in the sewing mode, and oh, there we go. And I like, first of all, I'm going to use my laser guide or my marker because I can, and it makes it easier to see. And I'm just going to leave it where it is for right now. And then I'm going to come down here and I'm going to choose 1-15. And the thing that I like about 1-15 is I call it a broken zigzag. I don't know what its exact name is, but it does 3 stitches to the right and then 3 stitches to the left as it makes the zigzag. And what I like about that is it holds things down really, really securely, and I don't have to worry about anything shifting or changing. It's awesome for many things. Now, in this case, when I touch it, you will see that I have changed the width. So if I just went to, if I just went to reset, it would go back to normal, but that's a little wider and a little closer that I want it for my tiny, tiny little seam. So I'm just going to go to retrieve and I'm going to choose, looks like I have it in here more than once. I'll just choose that one. And oops, I didn't do that right, did I? Let's go to memory again. Let's go to retrieve again, and let's choose that one and see what we get. Nope, that one didn't do it either. Well, I'll just cheat and go this way then. There you go. There's more than one way. And I'm going to come over here and I'm going to press right down on the edge. And my laser is going to be right where I need it to be. Which arm do you need me to move? My cameraman's telling me something here. And I'm just going to zip right along because I have my laser line right here to make sure I'm straight. So I don't have to worry or think about anything. And I'm just going to power through this really fast. The reason that I love this zigzag is because I know this cannot unravel. It will hold through the This is actually one of my favorite stitches. It is absolutely indestructible. You can't see it because I did it in matching thread. If I did it on the back side, nope, you still can't see it. But what I love about this is we had boys, and when boys are growing up, they're kind of rough on clothes, but I could repair it with that stitch and it would never tear in that spot again. So I was a big, 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 big fan of that stitch. Now, the next thing that you're going to do is you're just going to match your folds. So I had folded this one. So it had a, let's see, the pocket piece is 2.5 on one side and the other side is 3.75. And you're just going to fold that so you know where it is. Finger pressing is just fine. And I'm going to line it up. And then I'm going to just stitch it across the bottom. That keeps my sticks from sliding through or anything like that. And I'm going to stitch it along the sides. And as luck would have it, I have one already done. So I stitched across here, and then I divided this in half. And unfortunately, you can't see them very well because the fabric is too busy. But there's one line here that goes to the stitch line, one line here, one line here. What that makes for me is 4 little tiny pockets. And into those little tiny pockets, I can slide a USB stick. And that way, when I'm reaching in my bag to get a stick, I can find it. So there you go. That makes sense. It's kind of fun, huh? I'm going to squirt those 2 out of there. So you have an idea. So on one side, I made 4 pockets. You could make 5 or more, depending on the width of your sticks. And then the top pocket, the wide one, is for another little friend of mine that I always have with me, but sometimes I don't want it in my pocket after security at the airport or some places. I'll just slide it into the bag, and I want its face protected. So I just lay it in here like this. And there you go. She's ready to zip through any airport or anything, and you know where it is in your suitcase when you do this. So I find that pretty handy.
Coleen, if we can find it in our suitcase, that's a bonus all day long.
Isn't that the truth? Suitcases do eat things. So, well, at least mine does. And then I just put a couple of pins in here, and I'll change that in a minute. So the next thing is probably the hardest one to think about. So what you're going to do is you're going to put your zipper, and I'm going to lay it down, and I'm going to move these extra pieces of fabric out of the way. You're going to put your zipper down on the table, and you're going to put it, let's see, how's the best way to show you this? You're going to put it so the 2 pieces of fabric are facing together and the zipper's in the middle. Now you want the top side of the zipper facing the top fabric, right? So I have a little sandwich. It's fabric, zipper, fabric. And then I'm just going to, and I'm not going to do it because I've already done it, but I'm just going to run a little seam. I put my zipper foot on, and I just let the edge of the zipper foot ride right along the zipper. That way I know I have enough space for the zipper to open and close. I don't have to worry if I'm too close or not. So if you have that brother zipper foot that just pops on, you're home free. The one that I use is that, whoop, you can't see him, that little fella. So I like him. And then when I put him on the machine, I just run this right along the edge of the zipper, and the stitching will be exactly the right distance away. Because I don't know if you've ever done this, but sometimes I'm not careful enough and I get too close to the zipper, and then the zipper won't open and close, and I'm angry because I have to take it apart. Has that ever happened to anybody else? I'm not the only one. Okay, now, so our pockets are on the inside, our fronts are together, and we stitch this side. Now, here's the part where you got to think. So what you're going to do is you're going to flip out the bottom fabric, and you're going to flip up the top fabric. And now what you have is a little sandwich. So, whoops, I don't have any pins on me. What was I thinking? All I'm going to do is I'm going to put a couple of pins in it just to hold it together. And I'm going to sew this seam exactly the same way I did the other one with the, there we go. There we go. So it's going to be like this. And I'm going to sew that seam in. And then what I have, let me just stuff this together really fast. Then what I have is the zipper and the 2 halves, which aren't very pretty right now, but it doesn't make any difference. So once you've got that zipper done, should I stitch that really fast?
Yeah, you should.
Okay. You should. All right. This is my favorite way to do zippers because it's so hard. Did I mention to you that I'm lazy?
Well, only not yet today, Coleen, not yet today.
Okay. So I'm just going to pop that foot on. She says, come on, there we go. And then I don't have to measure or do anything because I've got my pins in here. And I can just lay this right down, right along that edge, and stitch. And that's it. You don't have to worry about anything because I always put my arm in the wrong place. So all I have to do is just stitch this because the edge of the zipper foot, the back edge, is keeping it right in line and at exactly the right distance. And move the pin thing. Can you hear the cameraman bossing me around? At least the cat's given up. She's not pounding on the door anymore.
She wants a bag for her treats.
She always wants a treat because she's not spoiled. Oh, wait. All right, so there you go. And I've got 2 halves with a zipper in the middle. And I always like to just, even though I'm pretty confident, I do like to check the zipper and make sure that it opened before I go any further. So does it, oh, I have to put it on the table so you can see it. So does it open and close? Yes, it does. Hooray. And now you just lay this out like a butterfly and you stitch it. And on one side, you stitch the whole way. And you're going to want it, to lay flat. So you're going to stitch all the way up to here and stop. And then just start right on the other side because you want to have room to turn. You want to have a little bit of room to finish off that zipper. And I usually do that with a couple of quick stitches. Then on the other side, on the lining piece, and I do this because I'm forgetful. So what I do is I put in, I'm not going to stitch the whole distance this time. I'm going to put in a pin, and I'm going to pin, and that's right there at the bottom so I can see what I got. And then I put in one going the wrong direction so that I know I shouldn't be stitching there. And I just stitch one entire side, stop, start, stitch that inside, stitch this side, stitch to here, skip this because that's my turning point. And I have to have a good turning point or I'm in trouble. Then when I've done the turning point, I will come here and I'll just tuck these guys in. You just tuck them into place and stitch them. I can actually stitch that really quickly, can't I? Even with the wrong color thread. Because guess what? It's inside. No one will ever know. And you won't tell them, will you? I know I can. Lower it. Yeah, you guys won't tell on me, right? That I'm using blue thread on the inside. Okay. So I'm just going to come over here And I'm just literally going to stitch that shut. And it doesn't have to be with the zipper foot. So let's just give it that nice J foot again. And we'll stitch our little hole shut. Okay. See, it feels like there's a pin in there, so I should do something about that first.
I did that recently, Colleen. I was making a pair of jeans and I put some pins in to do an extra little fitting, and I went to try them on and I was like, oh, I think I missed a pin.
This actually might have been the zipper tape, but I think we've all made that mistake, Angela. It's just when we get in a hurry and want to get something done. Now with this one, I'll use a straight stitch, but if it was a raggedy fabric, I would use a little tiny zigzag. But this time I don't need it, and I'll just back stitch. And let's get this guy out of the way. And now that that is finished, and we did this zipper pot, the finishing on the inside, we just tuck it inside like this. And with, as luck would have it, I have my little point turner right here. And stuff it out, stuff it out. Boom, done.
Wow. Wow. That's
I know, it was hard, huh? I know. Well, the trouble is, so the good news is it's fast. The bad news is once you get started on them, you'll find another piece of fabric and another piece of fabric and another piece of fabric that you want to do. Oh, and it makes a wonderful gift. Yes, it's a Dad's Day gift, but gosh, what if it was, you know, for a different day? You could have it for any holiday. I mean, kids graduating from high school and college, they're always looking for places to keep track of their stuff. And if it was cute, they'd have fun with it. You can put an initial on it, do the embroidery first. You can put a design on it. He's telling me to hold it up higher. I thought he was telling me to stand taller.
Oh, look at that one. That's cute. Is that an applique
So,
or is it embroidery?
It's an embroidery. It's just an embroidery. It was just fun. So this one I made bigger than the ones that I have on the table. And the difference is that I made it so that it has a flat bottom. So across the bottom, I made it about 2 inches taller. And then across the bottom, I stitched the corners so that it stands up. So that was the one that I used. There she goes. This is the one that I used when we had to travel and carry our own CD reader writers. Do you remember those days?
Yeah, actually, I think I was going through a closet. I still have one. It's a little mini DVD player we would take on the plane.
Yes, because we had to have them when we got there, right? Okay, so here it is. This was the case for that, so that I could always find it in my suitcase. So it has room. It has a pocket for DVDs in their little cases. So that was a fun one. But, you know, here it was. I just started out with this little project, and I already had 3, and then 4, and then 5, and then I showed you the mice. It's just really, really sucks you in because it's so quick, so easy. And can you think of anybody that wouldn't be able to find one of these little zipper bags useful? I mean, yes, it's for Dad's Day because it's a great gift for a Dad's Day gift, but gosh, what about graduates or, you know, anybody can have fun with this. It's useful. That's my opinion. It's useful.
I love it. I love it. So are you going to give all these bags to your husband then? Jenny says hi to the cameraman.
Okay.
Tell her hi.
You heard the cameraman say hi, right? He says hi back. So the cameraman does not get them all. He gets to choose which one. I think he's already picked one out.
I want the chicken.
He wants the rooster.
The rooster.
And
Is it a chicken or a rooster or a turkey? You never know. I'd go with rooster.
You're not calling me a turkey, are you?
So, do you want me to just go over the dimensions again with you real quickly? And like I said, the dimensions can be anything you want. You know, I cut it with paper first, so I know what size I'm getting. Is it going to be too big? Is it going to be too small? So it's pretty straightforward and easy. Questions?
There are no questions, but why don't you go ahead and go over those measurements one more time, just so somebody popping in late can write those down, and what size zipper they should grab.
Okay, it's 2 9x12s and 1 9x7 for the pocket. And what I do with the pocket is I either want it to be a third fabric or I want it to match the exterior so that when I'm looking inside of it, I can see it easily. I want to be able to see where the pocket is. And then you just line up your bits and stitch it like that. So, and then the zipper is going to be whatever size I mean, there's no limit on this bag. You can make it any size you want. I kept mine small enough. The one with the rooster on it is cut a little bit taller and a little bit wider, about an inch wider and probably 3 inches more fabric. You lose some when you get the flatbed for it to sit. But I mean, to me, it's just, I like the little flat ones because for my travel, they're perfect. They throw in your purse. You don't have to take any extra room, but they do have the phone pocket, the USB pockets, and then you have an extra place for the cord. So if you needed a phone cord, that would fit in the middle piece and you don't have to worry about it scratching the phone case or anything. So that was the idea. It was the perfect little travel bag. And one zipper, like I said, longer than what your fabrics are going to be. And that's it. It's easy peasy.
Super, super cute. You actually don't even you did such a good job explaining that you don't even have any questions. You've got a lot of comments. Everyone's saying this bag is easy, fun to do with their kids, with their grandkids. Shirley gave it to her husband a couple years ago. He never used it. I'm still laughing about that, Shirley. And oh, sorry. Sorry, Colleen, I was just muting you because I can hear myself back on your microphone or on your speaker. So anybody have any questions for Colleen? Because this was a super, super easy project, fun project. The cat didn't even crash the party. A little disappointed on that.
She would have gotten right in center screen. She's a little piglet. She supervises me from the ironing board.
As long as she keeps her paws out, right? What type of fabric were you using? And Lorraine says, can we print fabric on our print moda? I'm thinking definitely yes to that, Lorraine. But what fabric are you using?
Okay, well, that's a really great question. And the first one I did was twill because I thought, oh, twill would be perfect. And that was not my happy answer because it was hard to turn and it's heavier than I needed it to be. So then I just went to regular, just, garment fabric, regular fabric, stuff that you would put into a quilt or anything. And it's really got enough support to it that because of the lining and the pocket and everything, you don't need anything more than that unless you're going to use it as a Frisbee. It's very well protected.
Hey, Linda says, I love this. A fun project for cat treats or dog treats when you're out running. So put some cat treats in there and let your cat come in. Julie says, bring the cat in. We want to see the cat. And Janet says, what size to box the corner? Did you box the corner? You didn't box the corner on that, did you?
Well, I didn't on the little ones because I didn't want to make them small, but on the big one, I did box the corners. So to do that, you just do a rectangle. You just make it lay out as a flat point and then just stitch straight across it. I can pull this apart, I think, and show you. Maybe I can't. I might have stitched it back together again. Nope, I didn't. I didn't do that yet. Oh, the cat gave up on us. Bill actually went to let her in. She supervises me all the time. She's very helpful. Not. Here we go. I'm unraveling. I had taken this one apart. Here we go. There's your boxed corner right there. Well, that one doesn't want to lay flat. Let's do this one.
So it looks like maybe,
and I do it on both.
About like 1.5 inches from that corner piece, maybe 2 inches max.
No, it's not even that. It's 1 inch. It's deceptive. It is 1 inch, but that's enough to make it sit. You saw it sit. It sits really nicely. And of course, if you made it bigger, then you would make the point bigger. Okay, here comes the supervisor. Say hello, Gracie.
This is when I say hi, kitty. Well, my cat used to talk, and I used to. I mean, he'd come in and say hello, which was really freaky. So I won't do the cat call on this Facebook page because everyone's cat will be scratching at the TV.
Yes, and yes, but she likes to. She supervises everything I do and helps. Sits in my lap when I'm driving. No, when I'm working. So she likes to be involved. She considers this her room. Like I said, she likes to monitor from the ironing board. So then I have to have a towel there to keep the cat hair off of my projects.
Oh my gosh, I love it. So, hey, Janet, yeah, you can watch this. You're on Facebook, it looks like. So we're finished in just a minute here, and you can go back and click replay and watch it. The easiest way on Facebook is right now to click share and share it to your own profile, and that way you can go back and find it. If you're on YouTube, just go to Brother So's YouTube channel, click on live shows. You can binge watch for days, or actually months now, maybe even possibly years.
But just think how much knowledge you would have.
You know, Coleen, it's funny you say that because somebody the other day said they had bought, I can't remember if it was the Luminaire. I don't remember what machine it was. And they were like, I wish I could learn how to use it. And I'm thinking, there's so many resources for Brother. You've got the playbook. You've got the master classes if you register your machine at the time that they're available. And then you can go back and watch these live shows. We've been doing it since 2020. That's 4 years. That's a lot of shows that have a ton of projects and tutorials using your machine. So keep that in mind.
Friendly too, don't you think?
Yes.
That the Luminaire is pretty user-friendly because it does have on-board videos.
That's right. Right in there.
I mean, you don't even have to wonder where it is on your computer. It's on your machine.
Even better. Well, Coleen,
yeah.
This was a great project. Everybody's giving some ideas. They're putting rings on the side. We've got D-rings going on, turning them into little handbags. Really fun. Well, all of you that are here, Brother Sewing Crafting family, thank you so much for being here. I'm going to put up our the Brother Sews website. Don't forget, you can go there. There are 2 blogs, the sewing blog and the crafting blog, and they also have YouTube channels and Facebook channels. So go like and follow and give us a big heart today telling us you love this project because, Coleen, it's super cute.
Thank you. And I like the D-rings. I've done one of those too. So.
Oh, hey. Teresa is a newbie. Welcome to the party, Teresa. We do this every Tuesday. Now, by the way, we do have a show this Thursday, but then starting next week, we're going to go back to just Tuesdays. Summers are always kind of crazy and busy anyways, so just mark your calendars for Tuesdays at noon. Except for this week, we're giving you the extra bonus on Thursday. Everybody's saying thank you, thank you, thank you. Hey, Cindy, good luck, by the way. We voted today. And any last minute things? Otherwise, Coleen, this was a great project.
Thanks. Thanks for letting me come play.
All right. Until next time, everyone, happy sewing.